Hey folks, welcome to Bishoff's Basement yet again. I just want to show what we're working on today. It's the Chapter 2 lettering page. It's Hirlahi, not sure how to pronounce that, but Hirlahi and Company 2-1 worksheet. Lettering. I think I told you all a story about when I was working in architecture and we were working with a contractor. I can't remember if it was electrical or plumbing. I think it was electrical. And we couldn't read the handwriting of the contractor. We sent the plans back to them and they sent us corrections and we still could not read some of the handwriting of the contractor. My boss discontinued our work with them. So handwriting does matter. Now, most of the work, the finish work we do, is in computer, but still very much of the work we do, especially working on construction sites where the blueprints might be printed out, we have to make notes and so forth, handwriting matters. And this is not a popular assignment, but this is a very, very important one. So we're gonna start here with this page. I'm gonna read through it. And then in the next video, I'm gonna start bringing you through this portion. So right now I'm just gonna read through the first page. Okay. Rules for freehand lettering. It says right here, always use guidelines. That's true, and that's what these are down here on the bottom of the page. That's why I'm asking you to carefully print your name, the date, and your class period here on the bottom, using your best all-cap block lettering. Guidelines. Always use guidelines when lettering a drawing. Guidelines should be very light and thin, and are generally drawn 1/8 inch apart. That's about how thick this is down here. Use a hard lead pencil, and we won't worry about this for our purposes because we only have the pencils that we have been provided, but 4H per 6H, that means it's a hard lead, it's not a soft lead, for drawing the guidelines. All guidelines should be measured and drawn parallel with instruments. Okay, so we can do that with a ruler because we can just simply draw. Let's go to our scale here and look at this. Yep, that's about 1/8 of an inch. We can like go down one side of a sheet, draw our dots for our 1/8 inch, and then the other side, and then use the ruler to connect those dots. For our purposes for this assignment, the lines are drawn for us. Lettering. Use a soft lead pencil, HF or HB, and that's probably what we have here in the lead that were provided to you for class, with a rounded point for lettering. Most lettering is 1/8 inch in height. Titles may be larger. Very large formats can have larger lettering so it can be read when reduced in size. That's a good point because sometimes we'll draw something at one scale and then reduce it down. For engineering drawing, use vertical, single stroke, uppercase, Gothic lettering. That's what this is. All letters should touch the guidelines so they're all exactly the same height. So we're going to do our best when we're doing our writing to have them touch the top and bottom of each guideline. All vertical strokes should be perfectly vertical. All horizontal strokes should be perfectly horizontal, like in the E, the H, the A. Letters such as A, M, V, W, X, and Y should have their center vertices exactly centered. In other words, what they're saying here is your V is perfectly centered, so it's like almost a mirror. This line, vertical line, is almost mirrored to that line. The area between letters should appear to be equal. So we want to make sure our spacing is equal whenever we're doing our lettering. The space between words should be equal to the height of the letters. So this is the space between two words. So the height of the letters is an 1/8 inch, so your space should be approximately an 1/8 inch. Well, this is more than an 1/8 inch, but when you're doing your lettering down here. The space between sentences should be equal to twice the height of the letters. So in this case, this is about twice the width of that. The space between sentences should be equal, I got that one. Always skip a space between lines of lettering. This space should be equal to the height of the letter. So 1/8 inch, skip a line for an 1/8 inch, and then another 1/8 inch. Fractions. All fractions will be approximately 1/4 inch in height. So your fractions are taller than your letters, as you can see here from this example. This letter is this height, and the fraction is twice as high. The numbers that make up the fraction are approximately 3/32 inch in height. There you go, approximately 3/32, your line, and another one that is approximately 3/32. The fraction bar is centered in the guidelines. So right in the middle between these two lines. The fraction bar is drawn horizontally with instruments. So that's a really good point, actually. You can, if you have a bunch of fractions in a line, you can take your ruler and you can draw them so they're exactly the same height and exactly horizontal. The numbers do not touch the fraction bar. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm gonna go on to the next one and talk about how strictly we are gonna follow these rules.